But there's one guy who's been studying white supremacist movements inside the Department of Homeland Security. His name is Daryl Johnson.
So I was hired in 2005 to come over and head up a team of analysts that looked at domestic non-Islamic extremism.
And what do we need to know about Daryl Johnson?
So Daryl Johnson is actually a pretty straight arrow. He's an Eagle Scout. He was raised a Mormon. He's a registered Republican.
Mm-hmm.
And he comes into DHS focused on domestic terrorism analysis.
I was originally kind of the Lone Ranger at DHS for about a year or so.
And he puts together a small team.
We looked at the wide range of domestic extremist movements that we have here in the United States. These can span the far right of the political spectrum or the far left of the political spectrum.
And that team starts looking at left-wing organizations that the government has designated as domestic extremist groups.
Like what?
Specifically, radical environmentalists, animal rights organizations that have been designated as actually the government's number one domestic terrorism threat in 2005. So by 2007, the Bush administration is almost over, and Daryl gets a call one day from a friend of his on the Capitol Police, and they're the people that protect members of Congress. And they call Daryl, and they tell him, we have this first-term Black Democrat senator who is about to announce that he is running for president.
And that asked us to monitor internet websites for extremist chatter involving any threats to then Senator Barack Obama.
So Johnson has never heard of Obama, and he's also heard nothing because white supremacist groups have been fairly quiet during this period of time. So he goes to his little team and says, let's look around and see what's out there. Let's see if there are any threats, if there's any kind of chatter on these message boards.
Right.
And what he finds...
Good evening, Stormfronters and fellow white people throughout the world.
We did see an increase in threats by white supremacists.
This isn't the country of our forefathers.
There's this
We're a race
vibrant
of conquerors.
far-right movement
to band together along racial lines
that, unbeknownst to him and many others, has been having this complete renaissance online.
Well, I think the election generally will wake up a lot of our people. And, of course, if Obama wins, then white Americans are really going to realize where they stand.
It was disturbing, and we decided to start putting some assessment and analysis behind this chatter.
So, Janet, as Daryl starts to look into this and he starts seeing this movement gaining steam on the right, what role does Obama play in it?
Obama is the greatest recruitment tool for the far right, and not just neo-Nazis or white supremacist racists, but for like a whole network of far-right types. And as 2008 moves forward,
Senator Barack Obama will win the Iowa Democratic caucuses, a dramatic